Hello. I'm 100% certain I've solved an ancient mystery. Um, Conspiracy nuts have always attributed the Roman dodecahedrons to craziness, like aliens and whatnot. But for those of you who don't know me, I translate ancient Greek and Pali, and I actually grew up taking extremely long looks, more so than anybody else, ancient iconography, and specifically tools that were used by ancient peoples. And the most cherished tools are, and if you think about it, logically so, that which clothes you, keeps you from freezing to death, that which feeds you, such as weapons and whatnot, and obviously also religious and metaphysical artifacts. But even ancient peoples were extremely practical as far as ultimate needs, metaphysical and spiritual, was really on the back burner, far more so than we actually credit them as far as ancient cultures and their belief systems. In other words, if you're starved to death or you can't feed yourself or clothe yourself, then your spirituality is, no good if you're dead. Point being is like spindle whorls in ancient India and also to ancient Egypt. I have a book of thousands of images of ancient spindle whorls. I don't know if you know what a spindle whorl is, but they're actually a disc and a stick, sometimes metal, usually stone, or wood, bone, excuse me, used for making cloth, actually for making thread. And anything that actually clothes the people, including your family. You have spare time, you make those, and you trade those for food. In other words, you would be the person that would make garments. You not only make them for your family, you actually have a skill set, and you pass down those skills to other people. So that tool is not only what feeds you and or clothes you, in the case of like a swordsmith, for example. You not only make swords to protect yourself or your family, but you're making them to have a business. You trade those for food and other things that you can't actually do. This is absolutely timeless. Anyway, I had an idea, and by the way, there's a guy, I think in 2014, that I found that posted a video. Is an English guy, he doesn't have many videos or subscribers, and he's exactly correct. He did a 3D printing of a Roman dodecahedron, but I've made a list of 8 absolutely conclusive facts about the Roman dodecahedra. Most of them are made out of bronze, some of them are made out of stone. There also is an icosahedron form, and I'll talk about that in a second. That's actually for making hats. But anyway, there's alternating hole sizes, small, medium, large, and on the other side, large, large, small. And this is for making gloves. And here's a fact of the Roman dodecahedrons, most of which have been found in Gallo-Roman area, which is, in the colder climates, but it's also for horsemen. I got a list of 8 facts here, and in several of the Roman dodecahedrons, there was wax found on the inside of the Roman dodecahedrons, but I also found something else. Actually, 7 of these points no one has ever made mention of anywhere on the internet, but the Roman dodecahedron mystery has been solved. It is a knitting form for making gloves. This is the reason why the dodecahedrons exist in several sizes. Same thing, we have small, medium, and large gloves now. And they're not fashion statement gloves. These gloves are necessary for weapon handling, and they're absolutely necessary for Roman horsemen. But they also bring money. This is also the reason why these items, even archaeologists came to the undeniable conclusion, since these were found in coin caches, when they'd actually find caches of Roman coins, someone buried their treasure. Something that you would cherish is not only money, but which makes you money. Literally the golden goose, right? What's more important, the gold or the goose that lays the golden egg? And the Roman dodecahedrons actually made someone money. They would give someone a livelihood. You'd get money from them or trade it for, other valuable things to keep you and your family alive. But none of these people made note of all of these things that prove undeniably that this is a knitting form. The same way every ancient culture cherished and made very detailed the ancient Indians, ancient Egyptians, ancient Indian spindle whorls for making yarn and thread, which of course is needed to make garments. But I mean, that's the thread. What about a simple form? And of course, since these are made out of bronze, I mean, and they're hollow, making these is not easy. It would not be an easy or inexpensive feat to create these devices. However, since they generate money, paying a significant portion of whatever it takes to have these built is not a concern. But I mean, they're not only valuable because of how much labor it took in the ancient times to create these, but what they are literally money makers, right? Kind of like if you have certain chickens, you keep raising chickens, feeding little chickens. So your hens and your roosters are your livelihood. You take care of them. This is the reason why these were found in people's coin caches. I mean, they're made out of bronze, and bronze itself is useless. These were not religious artifacts. Let's go down the list, and something that I discovered. Like I said, these are found in the Roman Galla area, so they're for cold weather. And they found in coin hoards because it was money. It was a tool to provide easy income. They found wax inside because that's exactly correct. The thread that was used and actually how the glove forms, and there's a YouTube video on this that I discovered. The English guy who thought the same thing that I did, except he went one step further and he made a 3D printed Roman dodecahedron, and he used yarn, and it's a glove form. But you would have wax inside of that to wax your thread, and to actually wax the knobs so you could actually slip the yarn or whatever thread you're using. You could use any one of a countless of different textiles to make these. So finding wax inside is 100% in line with a knitting form. So this is perfect. Something no one was looking for this except for me, and I found a lot of high-resolution images of the Roman dodecahedron. I don't know if you probably can't see this. It doesn't matter if you use a bone needle or a metal needle, and using these knitting forms. And the guy, by the way, in England, I think, he shows you the process over like 9 minutes. It makes a perfect glove. It literally makes a perfect glove. How it makes a perfect glove, you'll actually have to take a look at the video, but these are knitting forms. And now you're going to ask me, what about there's an icosahedron that actually has no holes in it like this. And that actually, if you actually take the icosahedron, not a dodecahedron, but the icosahedron, with no holes in it, it's not hollow, it makes a cap. That's what it makes. These others of different sizes make different size gloves. That's exactly what these are. That's what these knobs on the intersection points are. This is a knitting form. It makes money. You learn the skill of how to use this form, and you make money with it. You can make your entire livelihood by that's why this is so valuable. Not only, of course, is it extreme to have someone produce one of these, because it's not like we're talking about CNC machining back then or anything. We're actually talking about something that has to be cut and has to be welded together. So it would be dear to create one of these. But what I found is right here, I don't know if you can see it, and right over here, when you're using these as knitting forms, you're passing the needle, whether that be bone or metal, makes no difference. Since the needle is passing through the same track on the relative to each knob, it's creating these scars in the base form. And all of these that I found, these high-resolution images, no one has ever mentioned this anywhere on the net, they have these scars. These are undeniably knitting forms. I don't know if you can see it on this. This one is right here and right over here. And there's a huge scar right here. There's that one. There's the scar on this one. There's a really good set of scars on this knob right here and right here. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. Go ahead and look at any of the high-resolution dodecahedron images, Roman dodecahedrons, on the internet. But these are forms. It provides a firm grip for your sword. You could actually use leather sinew strips to create leather gloves, which are necessary for actually when you're sweating and you're trying to keep a firm grip on your sword. But also, too, the Gallo-Roman horsemen, they need gloves. I don't know, and I'm not a horseman, of course, but you know enough about horses that as a soldier, you have to have gloves for riding a horse. These guys are riding horses basically all day long. So you're taking leather sinew strips, and you can actually make leather gloves out of these. And you could make God knows how many pair a day with the proper skills. So these are money makers. You know, some Roman horseman flips you a coin. You know, you pass them a set of gloves. You know, the same thing happens, I mean, I could imagine several times a day or, you know, several times a week, whatever the case may be. And there's your money for your food. You traded it for food or for money. So yeah, of course these are valuable, but not as religious artifacts. These are no different than a spindle whorl. Spindle whorls were passed down for generation to generation. Ancient India, ancient Egypt, ancient China. These are the tools that make life livable, bearable, that keep you alive. You obviously need clothing, food. You need weaponry to kill, you know, the food. Or have somebody else do it. I'm going to make the gloves. You go kill the animals. You bring me some meat, I'll make you the gloves. Obviously, it's a barter society. Of course, Roman culture was far more advanced than a barter society. But anyway, these were money-generating knitting forms. Now, that sounds really mundane. I mean, all this conspiracy nonsense, you know, alien garbage this, blah, blah, that. What these are is extremely obvious. I was actually going to zoom in on this one. This one's got a lot of scars on it. There's another. You see the scars right here where the needle passes off the knobs. There's a brilliant video on YouTube of this English guy. He's showing you how he makes the glove. There's a reason why these holes alternate small, medium, large, small, medium, large. Other side's large, large, medium. It makes a glove. Small, medium, large, medium, small. You see a human hand? And of course, various sizes. Well, these spheres came in various sizes. That's right! Small, medium, large gloves, or extra large gloves. So yeah, of course they came in various sizes. And the Icosahedrons, the one, the different, not a dodecahedron, is for making a cap. That's what it does. There's no holes on it, but there's the knobs. The little knobs that are welded onto each corner intersection. It's for making a cap. You can see somebody just sitting there all day long making caps and gloves, trading it for money, trading it for food. Of course these are valuable. That's exactly what the hell these things are. Now, you know as well as I do, the Roman armies had a lot of people. There's a lot of horsemen, and these are found mostly in Gallo-Roman areas. It's cold. You got the horsemen up there. It's got the horsemen all over Rome, but they need gloves. Horsemen need gloves. There is nothing more simple other than a sewing machine, which of course they didn't have, than this for quickly making gloves. And of course the gloves wear out. So the same dude you sold gloves to 2 months ago needs a new pair of gloves. So perpetual moneymaker. Absolutely, undeniably, that is exactly what the hell these things are. Period. I got a list of 8 different facts, including the icosahedrons, which make hats. These are, ipso facto, knitting forms. That is exactly what they are. Nobody has ever mentioned any of these. The horsemen, the fact that why the wax was found inside. Well, it's extremely obvious why the wax was found inside. These linear scratches that occur from the perpetual needle marks that pass through the exact same spot over and over and over and over and over again. The really worn out dodecahedrons have needle marks that are extreme. They're exactly the same spots as you wrap the yarn around or the leather sinew around that the needle passes, and it slides the track, and it just keeps scratching. Every pass is a new scratch, and it's the exact same area. These scratches, even though these are ancient artifacts, the scratches are very, very obvious. If you don't believe me, take a look at the high-resolution images on the dodecahedrons yourself. So that's what these are. The mystery has been solved. And thank you so much. I've been wondering about these for quite a long time myself. You think that's mundane, but this is not mundane. That's what keeps you alive. That's what not pays the bills. You didn't have bills back then. You had to feed yourself. And of course these are valuable. They keep you in money. You know, you sit there on your butt, you know, making these for soldiers or for other people. And that's exactly what the hell that... Look at these. See, right here. You see these? Extremely obvious. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. An ancient mystery has been solved. I mean, this 8-point list is undeniable. That is exactly what the hell these are. Thank you. All these years of studying ancient Egyptian, Indian, Greek iconography and tools has paid off. I don't know if it's paid off literally, but it's paid off. People had fundamental needs then as the same as they do now. The stuff that's going to keep you fed, they're going to keep you clothed, and give you a bit of an income, and that's exactly what the hell these are. That's the reason why they were found in coin caches. People were burying this along with their gold and silver coins. There's a reason for that, because this was a moneymaker. This has been solved. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like these videos. If you do, you can click the link below. Thank you. You're welcome.